Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam. Today we're taking a look at the ViFly Finder Mini that ViFly sent me to test out, so big thanks to ViFly for that. So here's the deal, here's the bottom line up front. The ViFly Finder Mini is the miniature version of the Finder 2. It's lighter, smaller form factor, while keeping, I would say, the most important features. So if your quadcopter or aircraft can handle the larger version, I would get the larger version. But otherwise, this makes a fantastic beeper versus no beeper. Okay, so if you are brand new to the idea of beepers, or at least the ViFly Finder series of beepers, let me just explain this a little bit. So the idea with a beeper is you attach this to your quadcopter, your airplane, whatever it is, and it beeps and makes a really loud beeping sound, sometimes called a buzzer. And so that allows you to find the thing when you lose it. So even if you might be really close to it, but you're in like a bean field and you can't find it, you can't visually see it. So you get a beeper, so then you can hear it, which is fantastic. And that would be like the most basic form. Now, what's cool about the ViFly Finder, and we'll say the Mini in this case, is that it not only does it have a beeper that connects to your flight controller so that you can actually beep it with a switch on your transmitter, and it's powered through the flight battery, but it's also self-powered. So there's a little battery on board, like in this little unit, and it will power itself in case you lose power from your main flight battery, which is really great. So if your battery becomes disconnected, no problem. The other cool thing about these beepers is that they have a really bright LED that will flash intermittently. That way at night, you'll have that extra, strobe to be able to find it. I actually have not had to use it at night, but it would be really great to have that. So those are the main features of the ViFly Finder Mini, and as well as the Finder 2. And for the actual operation of the beeper, it's actually like super simple. Most of the time you hardly need to do anything. It will automatically arm itself when you plug in the flight battery, and will start charging its little onboard battery. And then as soon as you disconnect the flight battery, it will begin to beep. And what I really like is that it will beep at low volume for 40 seconds, and then it will go to max volume every 5 seconds. And then from half an hour to 1 hour, it'll beep at max volume every 10 seconds. And then after 1 hour, it'll beep every 20 seconds. So that's cool because then it saves battery, and at the beginning part of the low volume, it won't blast you out as soon as you unplug the battery. So that's really nice. After you've unplugged the battery, you need to disarm the beeper so it won't keep beeping. And what you can do is either press the little button on the beeper for about 3 seconds, and then that will disarm it, or you can plug in your main battery for 3 to 6 seconds and then disconnect it again, and that will disarm the beeper. So how is this different from the Finder 2? Here is a chart from the ViFly website that I grabbed, and it's really nice chart. Shows the difference between the specs for the Finder Mini and the Finder 2. So you can take a look at that there. Basically, you get a little bit less, because it's a little bit smaller. Also, the light sensor, you do not get the light sensor on the Finder Mini, and the light sensor is what shuts off the LED from flashing during the daytime to save battery, which probably most of the time won't even matter. I've been flying this on my iFlight Sedora SL5E 5-inch quadcopter for a while now, and it's worked very well. It was kind of hard to find a mounting spot. That's because of the quadcopter, not because of this thing, because it's actually quite small. So I kind of put it on the arm, which is kind of awkward, and it has gotten whacked a couple of times by the propellers. So as you'll see in this test we're about to do, it does sound kind of weird. It sounds like it has kind of this vibration sound, but I think that's just because of damage from the propeller. So don't mount your beeper like this. You should probably mount it inside. And now let's head out to the field to do some real world testing.
Okay, I am out here at a field. We're going to sort of in a very subjective way, see which one of these beepers is louder. So on the iFlight Sedora, we have the Mini right there, just mounted on the arm. The little outlet for the beeper is pointing outward, so on both of these, I'll point the beeper towards the camera. We have a Rode Video Micro on the camera, and that's what we'll use to record the sound here. We do have a little bit of wind, so we'll see how that affects it. On the Budget Basher, we have the larger version, and the little outlet for the beeper is pointed sort of backwards. There is a standoff kind of in the way, but I will point it back at the camera. So what I'll do is I'll walk back a ways. I will do the budget basher first. I'll let it do a few beeps, and then I will do the Mini on the Sedora. See how it goes.
There we go.
You decide for yourself, but I definitely think the Mini is substantially quieter or less loud than the full-size version. So I would say if you can basically get the Mini if you're really trying to save space and weight. Like we're talking like a few grams and a pretty significantly smaller footprint, I'd say. But you know, the louder the beeper, the better, to some extent. Again, this was not a test to see like how far you could hear it, because that's super subjective to your hearing, as well as this microphone, and you know how hard the wind was blowing each time. What I was just trying to do is get an idea of the differences between the Mini and the full-size version. So absolutely on airplanes, I would definitely take the full-size version. Probably on most quads, like most 5-inch quads, probably go full-size version. One thing we did not get to test out, well, we can't really do it in the daytime, is testing out the strobe feature. I'm guessing that it's also going to be brighter on the larger version as well. But again, it's like, the cool thing about this is that instead of not having a beeper, because the normal version is too large to fit on like a little, you know, 3-inch or 2-inch or whatever quadcopter, you can have a beeper option. So that's pretty cool. And beepers, I've said it before, I'll say it again, beepers are worth their weight in gold. Actually, I'm not sure how much that would be in dollars, but I think it would be worth its weight in gold. Beepers are fantastic. Always have a beeper. It's like the cheapest insurance that you can get for finding your drone again. I haven't had to find one at night, but definitely having the strobe option on the beeper is super nice. I like that. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and I will see you again very soon.
We get bars in our goggles.